Okay, so I think we may have to reformulate a little bit the question. So you probably mean the student future job. Because if you are talking about the student job, that your job as a student is to learn, right? And of course, AI is not going to learn for you. I think this is actually a good point, is also how you're going to use AI during your studies, right? So I'm not going to go back to what I normally introduce, but I think just a very short reminder, when we are working on and teaching on active learning is based on constructivism. That means each student is building his own knowledge. And what it means is that if students use AI in their assignment, in their work, they are not going to learn, because AI is going to provide the answer without the whole process of building your knowledge. Well, that's the answer on the risk if students are using AI in their student job, right? Assignment and things like that. Now, if the question is on student future job, that's another very big question. And I think it relates probably to the next question you will have. I would say I understand that you would have some kind of anxiety. First of all, it's anyway normal to have a kind of anxiety when you have to face an uncertain future. So that's already normal for a student. But yes, it is compounded by the fact that AI, as we can see, may be changing so many jobs in the economy, and it's going to be more in the future. So I understand your concern. But let's discuss a little bit further when you talk about maybe social entrepreneurs and things like that. I don't think social entrepreneurs are future-proof. Nobody is future-proof, because future almost by definition is uncertain. So nobody is future-proof. Nobody knows what will happen. So I would say the most important is not so much to think whether we are future-proof, but it's more whether we are future-ready. And that means, do we have the proper competencies, skills, qualification, etc., to perform any kind of job that we may have in the future? So the question is more, how much will we be as social entrepreneur? Will the student be resilient to whatever obstacles and crises? I think we should not be afraid to say that, because we are going to face, obviously, a crisis in so many fields in the future. We can see already what's happening in the international relations, but in terms of employment, we know that AI is going to probably create some kind of crisis. But the point is how to be resilient. So how are you going to pass through that crisis? Not to be future-proof, but to be resilient to whatever will happen. And the best thing would be to equip yourself with all the qualifications, skills, and knowledge that will help you to get that resilience and go through that crisis, I would say. So now we're getting very much into that question of social entrepreneurship, AI, etc. So we need to be very careful that social entrepreneur is a generic term. So if you are a social entrepreneur, it's basically that you are developing a social enterprise with all what it means, in terms of making profit, but acting for social values, bringing social values to the community and to the country. But there's no such a thing as social enterprise defined as a business, because you can have so many different social enterprises, and they will be affected completely differently depending on the type of business. Some businesses could indeed probably be more easily, we'll have to get back to that on whether it's replacing a job or not. I don't believe that. But some enterprises indeed might be affected more by AI than others. Some, on the opposite, can be very much helped and facilitated thanks to AI. So this is, it depends completely on the type of enterprise. So the point is not so much of trying to distinguish social enterprise from other enterprises. The point will be to, I would say, disaggregate, when you look at the social enterprise, what this social enterprise is doing, look at all the different tasks that this social enterprise will have to do to perform and to get the profit, and identify clearly out of all those tasks that the social enterprise will have to fulfill, which one could be better done by AI and which one cannot be done by AI. And then you need to really emphasize those that are much human prone, and in that case, you're really going to increase the performance of that enterprise because you will have AI who will help you as an assistant, especially for everything that relates to routine, like repeated tasks, sometimes even very how can you call it, very redundant task and things like that, which is good because it's going to make things faster and more productive. But AI will never be able to replace a social entrepreneur, absolutely not. So there is all those very human skills that you will need and that needs to be developed constantly. So if you want to separate maybe a typical for-profit enterprise with a social enterprise, I will say what will make a major difference is, of course, all this question of social value. And of course, if we talk about social issues, you remember we talk about complex issues, etc. These are things that are requiring a lot of different competencies in communication, in collaboration, in networking, in understanding the complex environment. All these require human intelligence. It's not just like a repeated routine. It's something that needs to be developed by practicing how to influence, how to negotiate, how to broker, all these things that we learn in the course when we talk about boundary spanning. So this is really something that we should not worry too much, but it's, I think, very important that people do this kind of breakdown of what is an enterprise involved in, and separate and distinguish what will require more human skills and what will require more AI skills. And in that case, probably it's a little bit less prone to anxiety, because you start thinking, okay, now I know where I should put my emphasis on what I should improve myself in communication, in negotiation, in brokering, in facilitating, etc. Things that AI will not be able to do, right? But when it comes to the little task, and there are so many different tasks that you will have to do in terms of management, especially as a social entrepreneur, that can be very much helped by AI that will help you to facilitate, speed up, and be more productive. I would not say what a social entrepreneur adapt faster, but I would say how GSSE students will adapt faster, because it's not a matter of being a social entrepreneur, it's a matter of how much you have been trained to indeed adapt. And I hope and I think this is what we're trying to do at the GSSE, is to ensure that indeed you understand the complexity of the problem and you will know how to adapt. Because you will have those skills of flexibility, those skills of understanding the complex context. So I think this is more how much you've been trained to act, to work as a social entrepreneur in the future and adapt to the context in which you're going to work, whatever complexity that context might be in. Mindset to be a social entrepreneur, of course, first and foremost, to be socially minded, definitively. So you do need to care for the people, right? So if you don't care for people, you're not going to bring much additional value. You're just going to be someone who is very simply willing to do more money, and that's it, finished, full dot. So socially minded, that's the first thing, the mindset that you need to have. Problem solving, yes, you need to be sure that you are here to try to see how you're going to solve social issues. That means you need to be pretty well trained on addressing complex issues, because social issues are very often very complex, because it does involve quite a number of parameters and factors and people. And there's nothing more complicated than indeed working with people, because everybody has his own egos and psychology and culture. And so all this thing is extremely sensitive and difficult. So the mindset will be definitively to be open mind, open heart. I like this kind of shortcut, open heart, open mind. That is what the social entrepreneur should have for mindset. Open heart, open mind. So open heart means that you are really listening to people, you're ready to have sufficient empathy to listening to the problem they're facing. Open mind is more the intellectual part, where you may discover things when you're in the field that may not fit with what you have learned in the academia, in the university, and yet you think you can learn from that. There's a lot of things that show you, okay, it doesn't fit with what I have learned or what I agree with normally, but I have to take it because that's the way I'm going to learn. So open heart, open mind, I will say, is the key mindset of the social entrepreneur. If you're entering the GSSE program, of course, you probably have plenty of questions. You may be anxious about your futures, what kind of job you may have to do, you may do after your GSSE graduation, etc. That's normal. That's normal. Everybody will ask itself. What is most important in this current world is how you are able to adapt to the new world that is coming, including, with the influence of AI. And the best way to prepare yourself for that future is to be equipped with a very large range of skills, mindset, tool set that will help you to be resilient, whatever crisis you may go through, whatever obstacles you will face. And this is what we want to train you in GSSE. So welcome aboard.